Today is August 4th, 2026. It is 4:05 p.m. So I have some time here. I just want to record some stuff. I just posted this, literally just posted. I went on IG, Meghan posted that, and I think she said something, thank you for the birthday, love. So, and I went on my community board. Where is it? I put, that's on PYTE, by the way. Glad she's having a wonderful birthday. Love, happiness, the true God's protection, and family togetherness and joy. So there were some tweets that I have. Three tweets that I wanted to share with you. But the rest, I think I'm gonna go. Oh, shoot, I just closed it. Okay. I will go over these and then the three tweets that I have on my list. So I'll put the link of this where people can donate. Sussex community event. The link will be in the description. Donating the Royal Children's Hospital in Australia. Okay, so now let's go on X. First, the three tweets that I have on my community board. Okay, that's for something else. Okay, I need to open another tab. I need all of the tabs that I have open. Okay, I had to open a new tab. So let's do this one here. I saw it yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to record it. Okay, as always, Martyn gal, get it spot on. Let's listen. It's almost 2 minutes. Let's see here.
Morning, friends. Happy Monday. How the heck you doing? If you know, you know. And if you're in the UK like me, you woke up to more Meghan's Instagram this morning, and she absolutely looks like a film star on this one. But we're not here to talk about how great Meghan looks, although that is an interesting subject. The Royal Rota are spilling the beans again, and I'll put the article here, but I'll kind of talk about it just so you know, because it's probably going to be buried in the comments. Various publications, various media outlets are talking about how the non-working senior royals are really on edge because they're afraid constantly of what Meghan's going to say next. Now, if you treated someone with fairness, honesty, openness and love, would you be worried about what they said about you? No. The senior royals are worried because of how badly they treated Meghan. They're worried that more revelations and allegations are going to be made by both Meghan and Harry as time progresses.
These people are very tormented. They are tormented. They cannot live in peace. You see the disturbance that's going around the world right now? These people cannot live in peace. Meghan is minding her own business. She's doing her thing. What the hell? You know, this is very scary. This is very scary because we are at a time right now where Meghan is enjoying herself. I just show you a picture she posted on her community board. That tactic, I want to say more than what I'm seeing here, but I'll just say baggage for God because it's much more than what they are saying here. So, all right, the other thing as well, if they're scared of what Meghan might say, what does that tell you? So which means they're fully aware they were mistreating her when she was in the UK. If they were treating her nice, why would they be worried about? All right? I didn't read the article. I'm just going based on what Martyn is saying here. All right, so let's continue.
And it's no secret that the senior royals drove Meghan out of that family.
Yeah.
Driving us out into the fields, asked about Meg. Not with great interest, just casually. Still, he didn't always ask, so I was pleased. She's good, thanks. Does she want to carry on working? Say again. Does she want to keep on acting? Oh, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I expect she'll want to be with me, doing the job, which would rule out Suits, since they film in Toronto. I see. Well, darling boy, there's not enough money to go around. I stared. What was he banging on about? He explained, or tried to. I can't pay for anyone else. I'm already having to pay for your brother and Catherine. I flinched. Something about his use of the name Catherine. I remembered the time he and Camilla wanted Kate to change the spelling of her name because there were already 2 royal ciphers with a C and a crown above. Charles and Camilla. It would be too confusing to have another. Make it Catherine with a K, they suggested. I wondered now what came of that suggestion. Meg turned to Willie, gave him a look that said, "You listening to this?" His face was blank. Pa didn't financially support Willie and me and our families out of any largesse. That was his job. That was the whole deal. We agreed to serve the monarch, go wherever we were sent, do whatever we were told, surrender our autonomy, keep our hands and feet inside the gilded cage at all times, and in exchange the keepers of the cage agreed to feed and clothe us. Was Pa, with all his millions from the hugely lucrative Duchy of Cornwall, trying to say that our captivity was starting to cost him a bit too much? Besides which, how much could it possibly cost to house and feed Meg? I wanted to say, she doesn't eat much, you know, and I'll ask her to make her own clothes, if you like. It was suddenly clear to me that this wasn't about money. Pa might have dreaded the rising cost of maintaining us, but what he really couldn't stomach was someone new dominating the monarchy, grabbing the limelight. Someone shiny and new coming in and overshadowing him, and Camilla. He'd lived through that before and had no interest in living through it again.
Harry decided to follow her. They talked about it extensively themselves, and they talked about it to Oprah directly. Karma is slow, but karma knows your address. And we all know that famous saying, treat other people as you'd like to be treated yourself. And the royals wouldn't have this problem if they treated Meghan as a human. That's all. My opinion's not important. Yours is. Comments are open. Tell the world what you think.
I agree with Martyn. So they know they mistreated her, so now they're afraid if she speaks. But what I think is, Harry and Meghan are not the type who wants to rehash things based on what I've seen so far. I think what they wanted to tackle already, they already did. With the Oprah interview, all right, they did what they needed to do and they're done with. But these people, only thing that I can think of is that now that Harry had finished sue all those 3 newspapers and the last one just finished, okay, which he lost. And not too long ago I did a video where I calculate how long to appeal the judgment, and I think the time have come and go based on my research. That's when I was doing the video, so please do not take my word for it because I'm not a lawyer and I don't reside in the UK. So based on my primitive research online while I was doing the video, it seems like the time frame to appeal the judgment of Harry's last lawsuit, it's done. So now they're probably saying, oh my God, he didn't appeal, so now he's gonna talk because he's done and things were said in court and whatnot. Maybe that's why they're afraid, because the lawsuit is done and he's not gonna appeal. That's the only thing I could think of. That's one thing I said way before the Oprah interview, and I was like, I think Harry and Meghan, that was even before Spare came out, and I said they should record themselves explaining whatever it is that they're doing, give copies to trusted people. Because I was so afraid for them. And still, there's James O'Brien. Oh my God, this is gonna be long. Okay, we'll go over it. I forgot it was there. I didn't even know it was there. All right, breaking. James O'Brien, brilliant yet disturbing and compelling explanation of the senseless attack on Prince Harry and Meghan. July 29. Okay, so I'm seeing it now. August 4th, on Meghan's birthday. All right, absolutely spot on. Okay, here. It bothers, let's pause. It bothers the senior royal family that Meghan shows zero interest in the connecting with them, aka her husband's family. I imagine that our visit with the children was cordial and respectful, but she drew her line in the sand, apologize. Right, Martyn, great analysis from you as usual. I can't wait for the day and many years to come, no doubt, when Meghan writes her memoir. I'm loving that they're worried. Harry and Meghan have nothing to lose by finally spilling all that they held back and spare simply because Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip were still alive. We all know jealous Willie is stripping their titles when he's king anyway. She just put that. All right, let's get on with Spare Volume 2. Right, Martin, exactly. If you treat someone fairly and with respect, you have nothing to worry about because that person will only have positive things to say if they had to talk on you or about you. Why are the palaces, the establishment, so worried? She hasn't said one thing about the girls in years. What are they hiding beside Andrew? Thank you. Yeah, I think she's done. She's done with them based on what I've seen Harry and Meghan have done so far. They tackled the issue in the moment. The the Oprah interview was when they left, and the palace did not correct it. They went on the Oprah interview, and they clear it up. And Harry deal with the papers, and she's just minding her own business now. Okay, so this one is 8 minutes plus. Let's listen.
So just listen to this, because I've egged it so much that you might fear I've over-egged it, but I don't think I have. I think this is quite brilliant, and it was written in response to our clip, actually, about the weird dislike of Prince Harry and his wife and where it comes from. And a lot of people are unhappy with the observation that her ethnicity is one of the most obvious reasons to distinguish between her and other female members of the royal family. But so the Twitter account is called Royal Suitor, and as with so much online, I don't know what's real and what's not. But the byline on this is RS Locke. Pay attention. This is really important. It's only a 3-minute read, and I'll share it with you now.
I think I saw it. It's an article. Look on the side of the screen. I have a screenshot of that article. It's look almost like a pyramid. When it first came out, I compare it to a video that I have with the UK flag, where you have the the God, and then the firm, the crown, and the queen, and then below them, then you have the Commonwealth, the little people, and stuff like that. So I think Oil Soda wrote it or something like that. You know, for those who are new, who probably stumble on this by accident, so I'll listen to it. I think he went over it. This is
because
old.
I felt pennies dropping as never before when I read this. So we'll start at the top again. I might do my Jackanory voice for this. All right, I won't. Imagine a society founded on a class structure with the brackets white, closed brackets, and the brackets are important, British royal family at the top as determined by birth and by blood, right? Don't have to imagine it, that's what we've got. It's not a matter of opinion, that's a matter of historical fact. A biracial woman enters the top of the pyramid by marriage, negating both the birth and blood requirements society had previously been told were preconditions. Because she lacks those prerequisites, she's considered unworthy. Because she's proud of her own heritage and regards herself as equal to others at the top of the pyramid, she's considered ungrateful. The town criers called out from the lower tiers of the pyramid, "I've never met her, but I look at her and I don't think I'd like you in real life," said one. "We Brits prefer true royalty to fashion royalty," proclaimed another. These are direct quotes from prominent columnists and commentators. Shouts of "she just doesn't speak our language" came whistling on the wind. But at the top of the pyramid, the cries were met with silence. So she's under attack in some fairly horrible ways, and they expected perhaps to get some support and protection from the boss, or even the brother. Were they too far away from it? Were they too disconcerted to know what to reply? Or did they use the cacophony from below to muffle the echo of their own whispers as they murmured the same things? The loudest gossip monger was impossible to ignore as he oafishly admonished her to go back to America. There was a brooch, I think, worn by one of the royals at an early meeting with the Duchess of Sussex, which I should double check the facts before I describe it. But have a look yourself. After years of being told that she was unworthy and ungrateful, the newlywed took the crier's advice and returned from whence she came. Despite one tattler's audacious cautions not to force her husband to, and she quotes again, choose between you and us, he did in fact choose his wife, just as he did the day he married her, much to their chagrin. Ironically, though society spurned her placement at the top of the pyramid, when she leaves with her husband, for some, it calls into question whether the pyramid's peak is still something to aspire to. God, this is good. Whether those at the top are truly elite. Whether blood and birth really are prerequisites. Their departure is considered a rejection of the pyramid as a construct, thus a rejection of the society itself. For others, it was a necessary repudiation and confirmed that just as they suspected, she was NOCD, which translates as not our class, dear. And remember, the Duchess of Cambridge took an awful lot of jip for A, not being an aristocrat, and B, having a mother who had once worked as an air hostess, but she towed the line and fitted in. Final paragraph. Still, that wasn't enough. For society to maintain order, she must be reclassified and her elite status conferred by marriage removed. But the society is trapped in a conundrum. Her husband and their children are at the top of the pyramid by birth and by blood. Now, I'd remind you, this was written before today's announcement about patronages and honorary military appointments being removed from the Duke and Duchess. Her husband and their children are at the top of the pyramid by birth and by blood. Removing titles, military honours, and patronages won't remove her from the top of the pyramid. The only thing that will reclassify her is to remove her from her husband. And the society has been working diligently, though unsuccessfully, to that end since the day they learned that Harry and Meghan were a couple. Do you know, I don't even know the real identity of the person that wrote that, but it seems to me to be the most insightful, informed and plausible explanation of matters royal that I have ever read in my life. And while you won't be surprised to learn that I don't have a spare room full of royal biographies or royal histories, I do read the papers every day, and I try, for obvious reasons, to read stuff that I don't like and papers that I don't agree with. And I have never read anything even half as good as that. Partly because it makes absolutely perfect sense. Partly because it retrospectively explains so many things that I have been baffled and confused by. Indeed, it was inspired, that little piece, by the phone-in we did on Monday, asking what on earth is it that she's supposed to have done wrong? And partly because it's so prescient. Remember, this was written on Monday. Today is Friday. I don't think that qualifies as a scoop either while we're here. But that was written on Monday. Today...
Keep in mind, as he's saying those dates, that was probably 2 or 3 years from today. Okay? Not exact day, but in terms of years. Okay? It was a while back. I think Harry and Meghan probably just left, or they probably were still in the UK. I think Royal Suitor wrote it. I think. I'm not 100%. And one of the squad, the insight, the brilliance, the writing of some of the squad it's amazing. So it caught James O'Brien and he read it on his radio. All right. So I'm just letting it play because some of you might be just new. Okay. Didn't know about it. So I'm letting it play. Okay.
It's Friday. It has literally just been announced that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are to lose their honorary military appointments and royal patronages. Yeah, and this was written 5 days ago. Removing titles, military honours and patronages won't remove her from the top of the pyramid. The only thing that will reclassify her is to remove her from her husband. And the society has been working diligently, though unsuccessfully, to that end since the day they learned that Harry and Meghan were a couple. I think, and obviously my natural immodesty pains me slightly to say this, I think that's among the most powerful words you've ever heard on this programme. It's absolutely brilliant. And I'm not sure that you can argue with a single syllable of it.
Alright, so they've been trying to get Harry and Meghan separated. They tried to say, oh, they only want Harry back in the UK, all of that. That's quite had it spot on. Okay, there's a video that I had. I have an old video where I did a research in terms of the royal family. And that video where they were saying how racism plays into the royal family, how they don't want to taint the blood of the royals. So let me share it with you.
When racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in, was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
But the media is a...
But anyway, I'm not gonna go. Oh, okay, absolutely spot on. Thank you. It really is spot on, as well as little disturbing. It is. So this is old. I covered a couple years ago. Next to it, and it was at around the same time when I did this video. You see the UK flag. You have God, the firm, and then the little people at the bottom. So it was around the same time that I did it. Let me see. Okay, it's this video with these thumbnails. I did this video, oh wow, 2020 August something. What was it? August 17. Okay, almost 6 years. Okay, when I did this video. But anyway, the whole point for bringing it up is that when I did that video, a little bit, I'll say maybe in September, that article that James O'Brien was just reading, that came out, and I was able to compare some of the thing that was said in that article with my old video. Mine came out first, and then the article came out. I mean, it was playing out for everybody to see. All right, so anyway, this is the next tweet. They fear not his fall, but his rise. The chains are broken, the path is clear. He walks forward with courage, never looking back. Success became his loudest reply, and that is why they fear most. You all love Prince Harry. All right, that's a nice thing. They didn't expect him to survive. They even try to let other government not to protect them and all of that.
Arguments. At this point, I'm feeling very let down. You know, it's the minority of people, especially those that read the tabloids and the press themselves. The press themselves have incited so much hatred towards myself, my wife, and even our children, that's hard to forgive. I actually couldn't believe it. I thought with all the disagreements and all of the chaos that's happening, the one thing that I could rely on is my family keeping me safe. And not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signaled to every single government around the world not to protect us.
I mean, these people are cruel. These people are cruel. And you know what's good with some of the thing that Harry did? Not that it's easy, but it's a lot of work and you have to have money to be able to do all of that. Is that Harry did not give them any buffer, any any opportunity to say that he did not want security.
In October 1996, Princess Diana flew to Italy to be given a medal for her contribution to humanitarian work, especially in the field of public health. When she had attempted to withdraw from public life back in 1993, she had insisted on her Scotland Yard bodyguards being permanently removed, apparently because she was worried that they might be spying on her. But without royal protection, Princess Diana was increasingly being thrown to the lions.
Okay? Harry let them know and spare that security was one of, what he really wanted. He desperately needed.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death, like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier.
And they used that as a weapon for him to comply. He still didn't comply. And they let him go without any security. They even make it harder for him. And then they call others to not provide him with security.
I actually couldn't believe it. I thought with all the disagreements and all of the chaos that's happening, the one thing that I could rely on is my family keeping me safe. And not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signaled to every single government around the world not to protect us.
I mean, this is very cool. Very cool. Oh, I didn't even read this. The people that were supposed to be closest to you did not always fear your failure. They feared the version of you that succeeded without needing them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, nice one. I didn't post that on my community, but I need to put it. This is the last one that I have for my list, and then I'm gonna go. Am I recording? I don't see my thing. Go on X to see what else do I have. Okay, Prince Harry always delivers. There's a loving eye. You can just tell Meghan was spoiled on her birthday. Thank you for the birthday love. That's what she posted on the thing. Oh, absolutely spoiled by Anne. I wonder if this was taking in their home. All right, so there's all of that. I like that image. You walk through that orchestrated storm and held your head up. Now you walk in the light with a strong, loving husband by your side and a powerful supported system. Your strength and perseverance are so inspiring. Walk on it, the light. Happy birthday, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. There's more. A new photo of Meghan. There's that. All right, Meghan, new Instagram post for her birthday. She's living her best life. Yep. Okay, so that is it. I'll edit them tonight. So that's it. Please take a, let's do a prayer. Prayer for love and safety. Let's do that. Love and safety. Let's look for an image. All right, a short one. Grant, O Lord, thy protection and protection strength and strength understanding and understanding knowledge and knowledge the knowledge of justice and the knowledge of justice the love of it and the love of it the love of all existences and that love the love of spirit and all creation. Amen. All right, so that is it. I'm not gonna put it here. Alright, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching.